Hello. Hello, hello. Hello, everybody.
Yeah?
Good morning.
I can't hear anything.
Turn up your volume.
There we are. Yes, sir.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night. We're here. Where are we today?
We're at the Chinese Fire Dragon Festival in Chinatown, Vancouver, British Columbia, Canada.
Yes, we're here, as you can hear and maybe see. Some people singing opera? No. There's a fire dragon. No, frick. There's a lion dance right now. What?
We basically have people doing, I think, Tai Chi down there. That's not Tai Chi, actually. That's way too fast for Tai Chi.
I'm not sure what's going on here. Lots of.
It looks like a kung fu demonstration. We have a lion just standing about doing its little thing, not dancing at the moment. In the back end, I don't know if you can see it, we actually have the Chinese, I think Chinatown's opera. A couple of them came down for some singing, karaoke type of vibes. So you're going to hear them singing throughout the day. We got a bunch of other booths as well that we will check out later on today. I'm not sure if we'll get on video, but I'm going to check it out while Andrew does his promotional videos later.
Yep. In addition to doing this podcast, I'm also filming a video for them. It's not related to the Banana Boys, but you could probably see it somewhere. And yeah, we just got invited again. Shout out to Stephanie.
Shout out to Betty.
Shout out to Betty. You know, I guess we're connected now, and they just wanted us back to podcast. We're not. I guess this is our own booth, kind of.
We got a balcony, honestly.
We have a whole ass balcony.
Yeah.
To ourselves, and we're just here alone right now. So apparently, Stephanie's gonna send people up here and curate the guests. So maybe it's not as random this time.
Which is whatever.
I like random though.
Yeah.
But that's okay. So people will come up here if she remembers. Hopefully she does.
Yeah, she's a little stressed this morning.
Yeah. She's got a lot going on. But yeah, if not, it's just us two on the balcony here.
Yeah.
Talking about whatever.
Yeah, we just here podcasting, man. We here sipping on some warm water. I want to get some tea later, but whatever.
Or in Chinatown, we'll get some tea.
Yeah, probably when we get a chance, a little lunch or something like that. Grab some tea, some whatever.
Yeah, Fire Dragon Festival. It is what is a Fire Dragon Festival?
Fire Dragon Festival, to what I know it as right now, is basically we're in the Chinese Cultural Center courtyard. We got a bunch of booths going on. We got line dances and stuff like that for most of the day. And then later tonight, I believe there is more line dances. And there is a giant dragon in the back of this area that they're going to light on fire, I think.
Fire dragon.
They're going to light it on fire. It's made out of hay. They're building it, I think a month ago. They're building that up. Shout out to everyone that built that, because that thing looks pretty sick. You can't catch it on film, but we can see it from our balcony.
But yeah, that's what it is. It's supposed to promote culture, heritage, tradition. China. Chinese people. Also culture going on here, you know? Yeah, so
What are we talking about today, honestly? Because I'm not...
I was anticipating talking to people. Guess.
Should we look at her? Oh, actually, you know what? My notes from last time was just R.I.P. Liz, so I ain't got much else apart from
Elizabeth.
that.
But I don't know, man. We can talk about whatever. This is episode 38.
Yeah.
Episode 38, and we've come...
We're almost 9 months in. No, we're past 9 months.
We started in December, so it's like 9 months.
4 times 36 is... 4 times 9 is 36.
Well, we did do an episode every week.
Oh, yeah. But we're 9 months... Technically 9 months in of this.
Yeah, unbelievable.
Yeah.
And we're here. This is where it got us.
We also got shirts.
Oh, yeah. We got these
Fire Dragon
shirts,
Festival shirt.
Festival shirts.
We got a nice little dragon with a woman on the side. The woman, by the way, we don't know her, so, don't get mad at us.
Don't get mad at us.
I don't know. Arguments ensuing. Who is that girl? I don't know her.
Oh, yeah. We ain't tied down. I don't know about you.
I'm not.
Okay.
Yeah.
We got shirts. We got these 6 shirts.
It's actually really comfortable. I wear this in the gym a lot. I got an XL.
And the design looks pretty
Feels
cool
pretty
too.
good,
So shout
you know
out
what I'm saying?
to them, yeah. But yeah, we're here now, 38 episodes later. Started from the UBC recording studio.
That was trash.
Absolute garbage.
So hot in there. So small.
What else?
And then we went to your house.
And
Stayed at your house, and now we're here at the Chinese Cultural Center, man.
yeah, we've come a long way. Is this a long way? We've come a way. We've come a ways.
Hello.
Hi. Oh, we got a guest?
Yeah? What's up? Yeah.
It's right here.
What's up? Beth?
You can just
Take a
come
seat.
on. Take a seat and talk with us. Hello. Okay, so what is
Is
your
it
name?
all good?
Yeah, it's good. It's fine.
Okay, cool.
What's your name?
I'm Beverly. I'm from Yarrow Society. We help low-income Chinese seniors in the neighborhood.
Okay,
Yeah.
Yarrow Society. So, were you gonna ask her?
Is it related to Yarrow, BC?
Yarrow what, sorry?
Like Yarrow, BC, like the town by cultists?
No, we just...
Okay.
The previous staff who co-founded Yarrow Society, because we were previously called Youth for Chinese Seniors, chose the name because yarrow is a plant that's indigenous to here and in a lot of parts of Asia, and it's used as medicine by, I think, indigenous people here and by Chinese people.
Okay, so
Yeah.
that would make sense that that town is also named Yarrow.
Yeah, I didn't know there was a town called Yarrow.
I didn't
It's a
know
cool
it.
coincidence, though.
Either until I showed up and we're like, where the fuck are we?
Yeah, exactly. How long have you been in a part of the society?
With Yarrow on staff, I've been on staff since last February, so
Okay.
a little over a year and a half. But I've been volunteering on and off since like 2015 or 2016 when they were founded by Chau Lee. Yeah, so we used to be out of like a back office of Atira, basically their lunchroom, and then we eventually were able to get funding and become incorporated as like our official name, Yarrow Intergenerational Society for Justice. So we have a small office space now in the Sunhua Center, upstairs from Scotiabank, and where Hans used to be.
Oh, wait,
Yeah,
so,
on Kiefer.
right. So when did society like start? When was it founded? I guess, or when did it begin?
I think around 2015, Chau
Okay.
Lee was involved with Downtown Eastside SRO Collaborative, and she was being mentored by Wendy Peterson, and I think she was still in college at the time, or maybe a new grad, but she had written a paper about like Chinese seniors and the lack of services down, like culturally appropriate services down here. So yeah, she just saw the need for that and then started doing it and writing small grants here and there and being supported kind of like as one of the projects under SROC. So we're no longer under them, but we still have like a close relationship. Yeah.
You said SROC, and what is
that's
that?
a Downtown Eastside SRO Collaborative. So they support SRO tenants in the area, and including the Chinese Benevolent Association tenants. Yeah, so right now they have like a GoFundMe for Kiefer rooms, which was burnt down a couple weeks ago
Right.
in the
Yes, we saw
fire
that.
with Gainwa.
Yeah.
Damn.
Did you wanna?
So what's your booth? Like what's down at your booth right now?
Yeah, if you look over the railing, you can see our booth. Stephanie from LSG,
Yep.
who's also one of our grocery delivery volunteers, she asked us to participate in the festival. So this morning, a lot of seniors were wrapping dumplings with Dickie's Dumps. Yeah, they really loved it because we got to eat them fresh, and then I think they also all got to take home a frozen bag and with some other swag.
Wow. Yeah.
But yeah, we're just promoting our services, talking to folks. Yeah, and we have some cards and stickers designed and donated by local artists. So we're selling those too for $5 to support our fundraiser.
Okay, well, there you go. So what made you want to like decide to join the society? What?
I guess because I grew up in the neighborhood, and I've always had like connections here. My dad's family started coming in the late 60s and early 70s, and my late grandpa, like my dad's dad, had a store called Fung's Grocery. It's now called Finch's Market in Strathcona. Yeah, so I always grew up coming here. Both my grandmas live here, or one has moved away since, but yeah, it's always been my community, and I think after 2014, when I went to Taiwan to study Chinese, I came back and thought, oh, I should stay connected and, not lose what I learned. So
Right.
started getting involved. One of my friends back then invited me because his college friends were like Chanel and I think Doris Chow, June Chow. A lot of young people were like getting more involved in the neighborhood, like with things like Youth Collaborative for Chinatown. They used to do the mahjong socials before the pandemic. And some like housing justice groups.
Right.
Yeah.
Now, did you did you go to school and was it sort of like related to this or was it not related? Like I guess I'm asking like, oh, are you in school or what do you do for work? And is it in associate?
Oh, yeah. For school, I went to Emily Carr, did a BFA, which I call a bachelor's of fuck all. Like, it was cool and stuff, but sorry, am I allowed to cuss?
Yeah,
you cuss.
Oh, cuss all you want.
Yeah.
Cuss all you want.
Okay, bleep me out.
No censor here.
So I did that, and it was cool. I still like make art and stuff. But yeah, in my last year, that's when I started getting involved, like in senior year,
Okay.
and with volunteering, and then eventually I did like a summer job placement right after I graduated with Youth for Chinese Seniors, which is now
Right.
Yarrow. So
Right.
I technically worked for Yarrow like in 2016 for a
Oh,
summer.
okay.
Yeah.
But right now you're just more of a volunteer for them.
So now I'm
Or-
staff, but
or staffed, yes. Sorry.
yeah, I was volunteer prior to last February. Yeah,
Oh, you graduated with a fine arts degree?
yeah,
What was it like? What was the specific fine art that you specialized?
yeah. I
in?
did
Yeah.
Visual arts,
Okay.
so mostly sculpture and ceramics.
Whoa.
Because there's other folks who do like painting or like media arts and stuff like that.
Right.
Yeah, actually, two of my coworkers are also Emily Carr grads from around the same time as me.
Okay.
Sean Chow, and he did mostly painting, I think. I didn't know him that well back then. And Sunny Chu, I also didn't know them that well.
Right.
But yeah, so I always joke that we should go back to Emily Carr to some kind of job there and recruit people, make this Emily Carr to Chinatown pipeline.
Right. Okay. You give them all the jobs.
Yeah.
Employ the whole school.
Employ the whole school. So then, do you do like any like sculptures for them?
Not really.
Oh,
I
okay.
like painting banners and stuff from time to time, or
Do
like
we-
I crocheted some stuff for our auction fundraiser, so that was pretty fun.
Is some of your work being? Can we see some of your work there in the booth?
I guess you can see, the banners in the back. Like,
Oh, okay.
I drafted those, and then we had volunteers and seniors paint it.
Oh.
Oh.
Yeah.
Are you
But there's like our board member Melody's down there in the red. There's Carven with the blue hat walking out.
Yeah. I see. Okay.
Yeah, and a bunch of our seniors are like playing the giant mahjong or
Oh.
testing out the lion dance with Mike from Tulun. Yeah, Mike's pretty great too.
Oh.
What about the sign in front of the booth? The Chinatown's
yeah.
on Stolen Line one.
Yeah, that one we made recently for Sticky Rice Collective, which is like our volunteer group. It's really important for us, even though our services are only for Chinese seniors in this neighborhood, that we're in solidarity with our neighbors, a lot of whom are, host nations or urban indigenous, and a lot of whom are like residential school or 60 scoop survivors. And
Right.
definitely like we face anti-Chinese racism, and the seniors more so. They're more targeted than us younger people, but we still have privilege as settlers, and aren't really profiled or experience that level of police violence,
Right.
or are affected by the overdose crisis.
Right.
Yeah.
Do you have any personal experience with like anti-Asian racism?
Just like some verbal stuff
Oh,
on
really?
the streets.
Like just
Yeah,
randomly?
it's not that serious. Yeah, like people I didn't know. But we've heard from seniors like they've gotten physically attacked. They've like
right.
heard a lot of racial slurs, or they're able to like catch certain phrases like "go back to China," or they can tell by the tone even if they don't really speak English. yeah, so definitely was heightened during the pandemic.
Right.
And yeah, it's tough to, hear that. A lot of them have already been through a lot of trauma, like before coming here.
Exactly.
Or other types of like anti-Chinese racism before the pandemic.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
heightened.
mostly like our older women seniors. Yeah.
Okay. But you personally not as much, fortunately, you said?
Sorry?
But you personally not as much, right?
Yeah, I like when I hear what the seniors have gone through. Yeah, I feel really lucky. I think like I'm younger and able-bodied, and I guess like maybe look more like Canadianized,
Sure.
I guess. So
Sure. Yeah.
yeah, not really a target.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah.
Hmm?
What else? What are your plans for the rest of the festival today? Like, is there more dances going on, or?
Yeah, I think for us we're just gonna be tabling and hanging out. And yeah, I think there'll be more dances from Mike's team, Tulin, and they'll be lighting the dragon later.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
And maybe
Yes.
we'll hopefully a senior still around in the evening to do eye dotting. I think for the dragon.
Eye
which is
dot-
pretty
what's eye dotting?
exciting. Yeah. Like in Chinese culture, there's Wat Long Dim Jing. So the last thing you do is you dot the eyes, and then it comes to life.
Oh.
So it's like a special ceremony.
Yeah. Yeah.
A lot of times they do it for the lions too.
Right.
But I think today they're gonna do it for the big incense dragon over there, the grass
Yes.
dragon.
Later on, right? At like 7
yeah,
or something?
I think in the evening when it's darker.
Okay. Have you been on a podcast before, Beverly?
No, I don't think so.
No? First time?
Yeah.
First time? How's it been? I know we're a little...
It's pretty good.
You're our
It's
first
pretty
guest.
chill. I like that it's outside.
You like, yeah. You like how it's outside? It's
Yeah,
kind
I
of
like
like
that it's outside and we get to see everyone from here. It's
yeah,
a cool
I think
view.
that was the intention Steph wanted. But last time we were here, we were at the... What's it called? The Chinatown?
Chinatown Festival.
Chinatown Festival. And we had like...
Oh, last week?
No, the one in
No.
July.
Oh, like in July or August,
yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We were down in the booth, and that was like...
Mm-hmm.
That was like our first time. It was like people were just walking by and like
Yeah, it was really
like,
crowded.
it was
Were
big.
you by the soccer fields or closer
Yeah.
to the memorial?
We were next to
Like those turf
the.
fields?
We were next to
Yeah.
Tellus.
Oh, okay, yeah. you were by all the politicians.
Yeah,
right?
we
Yo,
were-
dude,
oh my
so
lord.
many
That's
people
brutal,
came
yeah.
up. They're like, "Oh, hi, we're gonna make a change."
We're not gonna do
Like,
jack.
okay.
I'm like, get away from me. You guys always come out every 4 years to give me your bullshit.
They're not
I
gonna do
wanted-
jack
I wanted
shit.
to say that.
Yeah, they always say like, "Oh, Chinese people have been such an integral part of Canada since blah 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 blah."
That's
My
great.
gosh.
I don't do shit. All right, cool.
They say the same thing too. Like,
We're gonna
Yeah,
make it
I know.
safer. Oh, we're gonna help with the private sector. What the fuck is the private sector? I don't know what that means, man.
I'm afraid for
That
my.
just means tax cuts for big companies. That's what it means.
They just be saying
It
shit.
just means
they
we're
be
all
saying
screwed.
these- I'm worried about my kid's future.
Great, that's crazy.
Yeah.
But then this time, Steph's like, "We're not gonna have any politicians. It's just gonna be not non-politicians, regular people."
I know. This is a politician-free zone.
It's
I
great.
love it.
God. But yeah.
I'm
so-
chilling stress-free.
Yeah, we're chilling. So, anything on your mind that you want to share? This is your platform right now.
Yeah.
Anything I want to
Anything you
share?
want to share?
I guess we're just like a few thousand away from making our fundraiser goal.
Oh.
So if folks want, you can like buy some cards downstairs or DM us on Instagram if you want to get one. If you can't come by today,
What's the handle?
Yarrow Society, YARROW, like arrow with a Y. And then what else we got? Yeah, we also have PayPal online, so people if they want to do monthly donations, and then e-transfer. Yeah. finance@yarrowsociety.ca. But it's all on our donate page on our website.
Okay, well, there you
Yeah.
go. There you have it. Okay. Thanks, Beverly.
Thank you.
Yeah, that's fun. Hi, so what's your name?
Hi, my Chinese name is Chi,
Chi.
and my English name is Linda.
Linda. Well, nice to meet you. And my name's Andrew. This is
Jayden.
Jayden. And well, what brings you here today?
Great. So today I am part of Eliminate Hate. So we're one of the booths here at the Fire Dragon Festival, and our organization works to address anti-Asian hate in Canada while leveraging arts.
So how long have you been in? You said Eliminate Hate.
Yes.
How long have you been a part of this group or organization?
A little bit over 1 year now.
Okay.
Yeah.
And what made you decide to want to be a part of this group?
Yeah. So in my career, there's always been a thread of social impact. So, and like such as addressing inequality within education in Canada and also in South Africa. I studied international development. But during the pandemic, as we all seen that rise of anti-Asian hate,
Right.
and also that I realized for myself, even though I've worked so much in addressing, combating hate and discrimination for other groups, I've never actually done it for my own community. So there is an opportunity for me to leverage my education, my expertise to advocate for other Asians in Canada as well. So that's what brought me into Eliminate Hate.
So you say your career involves a lot of providing or having social impact. What's the career? What do you do?
What is my career?
If you want to share.
Yeah. So I studied international development.
Yeah.
Previous to that was international relations. But in terms of my current job, I work for the public service in the government of British Columbia, and I work to address or advocate for children and youth that receive services from like mental health, family services, etc. Yeah.
And you can jump in, by the way.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
But-
Now, was that something you always wanted to do, like growing up? Was that something you were very passionate about, like making, social change, or was there something?
Yeah. So I think for many people here, like our parents are immigrants, and then actually for me, my parents came here as refugees, and same with me as well. So came to Canada when I was 2 years old, and on our landing page or report, it says we are stateless, like we didn't have a country to go back to. So having this and growing up with this sort of dual identity of being Asian, being Canadian, but also like knowing that like I'm so privileged to be able to be educated here, have like free healthcare. So I think those things did impact me in wanting to make a positive difference for other people in the world. But also I'm very happy that I am part of Eliminate Hate, so I can sort of have this like personal motivation to continue to advocate for my community as well.
Where's your booth right now?
Yeah, so here's the mahjong table. So we're just to the left of that.
Okay.
And if people are interested, we have a game. So by donation, you can spin the wheel and you can win greeting cards that says love in different Asian languages. So spreading the message of love in that greeting card. The sticker of like, hello, my name is, and then your name is not a typo. And also some t-shirts as well. Yeah.
Oh, it's just on the left.
Can't see it from here, I
Like
think,
it's not blocked
but-
by the tree.
Yeah, it's blocked by the tree, but it's been great to meet people today and just get to know them and for them to be interested in what we do and eager to play the game as
Exactly.
well.
What have been some of the projects that you guys done or accomplishments you guys done that you guys are most proud of?
So I think the current campaign is maybe one of the most impactful. So we had this TikTok campaign. It started off as Reclaim Your Name.
Reclaim Your
so
Name.
to sort of share, what is the name that you were born with, and to reclaim that. Like I remember one of them. It was talking about how when she was doing looking for jobs, when she used her Vietnamese name, people would ask her like, about her legal status. Like, do you have like permanent residency? Are you a Canadian citizen? People assumed that she wasn't because of her name. And so it shows there's hiring discrimination for Asians who choose to use the name they were born with. And for our current campaign, Reclaim Your Name 2.0, the idea is that when you put in your Chinese or Vietnamese or etc. name, in Microsoft Word, there's a squiggly line saying your
Oh.
name is an error,
Yeah.
your name is a mistake. So we want to combat that, raise awareness that this is not okay. It's another way of demonstrating that you don't belong because your name is not white. So, and actually raise the attention of the Microsoft company, and somebody reached out. So we're hoping to
Oh, really?
partner with them in the future to address the squiggly lines to eliminate that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that's what I am most proud of.
Oh,
so
yeah.
far,
That sounds like a big accomplishment. So you
Yeah.
said that started as a TikTok campaign?
Yeah, it started as a TikTok campaign.
Was it just like a video posted and it sort of picked up and got viral? And people
Exactly.
just got the hashtag and like
Yeah.
was it just like people talking about it, or what were the videos?
So it shared about their name and what does it mean. It could be what does it mean to them and why do they choose to reclaim their name at this moment as well. Yeah.
Why do you think people get do you think there's like bad intention when people are like they see the names and they automatically assume something else, or is it just more like lack of education, like ignorance?
Yeah, I mean, it could be, a mixture of
That's
both,
true,
right?
right.
So, definitely, growing up, some people can feel empowered. I think that's most important, that whatever name you choose, that you feel empowered to use it. I have a friend who's Taiwanese, and she's never had an English name, and she feels really proud because her name is unique. She's not gonna meet another Wen Qing who uses that in the workplace, and I've never encountered another Wen Qing. So I think that's something that could be celebrated as well. That it's okay to stand out with a unique name.
People shouldn't feel bad about their names, basically,
Yeah,
and it should be
exactly.
celebrated.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
When you grew up here, did you always go by Chi, or did you choose an English name and go by that for most of your life?
So my name, I have had a lot of nicknames growing up, and then once I went to school, my parents just chose the name Linda, and so I have a Chinese and Vietnamese heritage. So I think for them, like Lin is like a very very popular name in Vietnam. So
okay.
it's like an easy way to just use it, like Linda. So
Right.
growing up, there's a lot of Vietnamese girls named Linda.
Oh.
Growing up for me, I don't know for you guys if that was the same, but there was a lot of Lins and a lot of Lindas.
I know like a Lindsay.
A Lindsay,
Right?
yeah.
I think we have. Does Richmond have a lot of Vietnamese kids?
I only know a few
Yeah,
Vietnamese
not a
people,
ton.
but I just know like one Lindsay.
Yeah.
Yeah. But
Yeah, so it was my parents who chose that for me, but funnily enough, for my older brother, he has a Vietnamese name. His name is Dong, and he never got an English name, and I wonder why as well. Like, what was their reasoning?
Yeah,
Like,
right.
why did I get a English name, but he only has his Vietnamese name.
yeah.
Yeah, and yeah, his name is Dong, or
Yeah.
can pronounce it Duong as well, and
Yeah, it's
definitely has some teasing, like, oh, ding dong, ha ha ha. But he has a very good sense of humor and self-confidence, so I never bugged him. Yeah.
Yeah. Dong. Is that a pretty common? Yeah,
I think so. Yes.
It's like
yeah.
Duong.
Yeah.
Okay, no, because I shot like a Vietnamese wedding a few weeks ago, and the groom's name was Dong too.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Is there something any lasting words you want to tell the audience here about?
You can follow us at Eliminate Hate. So, or no, I don't know if you're gonna edit this, but it's like at
What is it? Yeah.
Eliminate. I don't know.
Okay, we'll look it up.
We'll figure it out. But yeah,
Okay.
there's a website,
Yeah.
there's Instagram, LinkedIn, TikTok, and Twitter, etc.
Okay.
Yeah.
There you go. Go check them out.
Yeah. Thank you.
Good.
Great.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Thank you,
too.
Chi.
Thank
yeah.
you.
All right, so we'll start with what's your name?
Hi, my name's Carven Li. I'll go Mangyu Lei Chuk Fong. I just said in my mother tongue,
Yeah.
my name is Lei Chuk Fong.
Okay.
And yeah, I am in here, Vancouver's Chinatown.
What brings you here today, Carven?
Today I'm with my coworkers and we work at Yarrow Society, which is an intergenerational organization supporting seniors on creating community and helping them cross barriers to achieve income, housing, and health.
Now, how long have you been in the Yarrow Society? 'Cause I know
I've been working for 2 years, and I had been volunteering for 2 years before that as well.
also pretty much involved with it for 4 years in total.
Yeah.
Okay, and what brought you to that originally?
I think around maybe close to a decade ago, I was very interested in hearing Chinese seniors who are living in social housing here in Chinatown and their perspective on the rapidly changing neighborhood here with a lot of high-rise, expensive condos that come in, and they have a loss of affordable retail stores for their groceries. So I got really interested. I started building relationships, and then I started volunteering and working down here.
What sort of piqued that interest?
What piqued my interest was, I think for your listeners, I'm a Han Chinese, like Cantonese person who is a first generation immigrant. I came here when I was 7, and I really saw the importance of affordable, culturally appropriate grocery stores around, where I was. And my mom raised my sister and I, so I think that it's really important that there are these businesses that support immigrant families here.
Right. You wanna?
I'm still thinking.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
Okay. So I keep getting distracted. There's a fly on here. I keep looking at your. Okay, it's good. Now, let's say for people who are like wanting to be involved in, I guess, like sort of your guys' cause, what's the best way to sort of get involved and get started in that? Like how would you pique their interest?
Yeah. So what's really great is we focus on intergenerational relationships, and surprisingly, you don't actually need to speak any language very well to volunteer and build relationships. As we've learned from the seniors here in this community, they build relationships past language barriers, past age barriers and cultural barriers with their neighbors. And so we're interested obviously in Chinese speaking volunteers, but any volunteers can come in our intergenerational events. If you speak Chinese, we would love for you to help interpret at medical appointments. We would love for you to come to interpret in some of our discussion groups.
Right. Now you said language barriers aren't and some people are able to build that relationship still with the language barrier there. How are they able to do that? Because it sounds like it might be a little harder, right, with that language barrier. But what were the ways that they're still able to build that relationship?
We have people who, for different reasons, lost relationship with the Chinese language, potentially sometimes due to growing apart from their families. And yet a lot of people in their childhood were brought to Chinatown by their grandparents to go shopping, and they want to just spend time with some of the seniors. And so we have like calligraphy or like painting or collaging that we do with the seniors. Obviously with some volunteers who are more leaning towards equity and access to services, we pair those volunteers who speak Chinese to interpret for the seniors and advocate and have a voice for themselves.
What has been... Did I ask this for Beverly? Like actually no, that was Eliminate Hate. But what are some of the projects or accomplishments that you guys have been most proud of at Yarrow Society?
Yeah. Right now we have the medical accompaniment program in high need of Chinese-speaking volunteers, and it's really great that volunteers get a chance to help a senior understand what their specialist is saying. And in between these appointments, there's a lot of social time where the senior actually wants to show how they aren't just receiving service, but they're actually a community member, and they want to show these medical accompaniment volunteers that they also contribute to this community.
Now, for the medical accompaniment, is it like going with them to clinics or hospitals?
Yeah, in the BC healthcare system, we have physicians that have some access to an interpretation line if they are already part of like a public health, say, hospital. But there are a lot of specialists who are private practice.
Right.
And it's still covered under MSP, but they do not have access to free interpretation. And so a lot of our seniors will have to beg their children
Right.
to take a day off, or
Yes.
their neighbors, if they don't have children, to go with them to interpret. And we feel it's not sustainable, so we want the government to allow for all specialists to have access to interpretation. But as a temporary measure, we are bringing volunteers to help seniors interpret. And another very interesting thing with our program is it addresses that kind of family conflict of, each person does have their privacy around their health. And so in desperation of trying to find an interpreter, maybe they really don't want to ask their children.
Yeah, exactly.
So we provide this Band-Aid solution at the moment.
So for private practices, they don't offer that.
A lot of specialists that are not hosted within the hospital building,
it needs to be paid
you
for.
they don't have access to free interpretation.
Oh, okay, whereas public hospitals they
Yeah. So, with a health care card, it's still free to see those specialists,
do. Yes.
but they don't get an easy line into getting an interpreter on the phone.
right.
Whereas at a hospital, you get hospital interpretation. That's paid for by
never
the
really
hospital
thought about
and
that.
public health.
I never thought of that because we're from Richmond, so for us, I think almost all the doctors speak Chinese. Is it not the same in Vancouver?
I also live in Richmond,
Yeah.
and there's not actually a guarantee in
Yeah.
terms of hospitals having Chinese speaking
Yeah.
people, and we have found anecdotally that some interpreters have to leave midway because they are being booked for a second appointment.
Oh wow.
And so the pressure is pretty high and the demand is very high for Chinese languages.
Right. So is it so a senior goes in, let's just say for a hospital appointment, and then is it while the doctor who can't speak Chinese is speaking English to them, they're on the phone with someone else, or is it someone goes in with them?
Yeah, they have both available. So sometimes it's in person. And when it's in person, there's a huge demand, and the in-person interpreter sometimes may not be able to interpret the tail end of an appointment. And other times they dial into a phone line and they punch in a code and they get an interpreter.
So then they just talk to the interpreter, and the interpreter
Yeah,
give the phone
yeah.
to the.
Yeah.
Oh.
So it all comes down to funding, because to get the code, it's probably a fee. And so a lot of private specialists, our seniors can still see them for free due to the MSP, but unfortunately, a lot of these private offices, they won't be paying for the phone interpretation phone line.
So why can't I feel like this is such a important job to have? They should just be an interpreter. Why can't there be?
Yeah.
I don't know whose fault is it, or government can't just fund these types of jobs, or I guess what's the root problem here?
Yeah, I'm not a policy analyst,
Yeah,
and
I
it
know,
is a
yeah.
complicated
Yeah,
issue. But I
right,
think that we have a BC health crisis in general, and so on top of that, when we look at specialists and their struggles, it is hard. I think that it would be the most ideal that these specialists would be able to pay for phone
Yeah.
interpretation, and I also know that Doctors of BC, which is this advocacy group, has been pushing the provincial government for more funding in general for doctors all over. And so, I think that private specialists, they're not all the same, and some people try to do more than others. But in general, there's a systemic problem going
Yeah,
on where
for sure.
our Chinese seniors are not getting access.
Are you a translator yourself? Have you
Yeah,
done it?
I translate into Cantonese and I speak some Mandarin too.
Okay, and you're on the phone mostly, or do you also go in with them sometimes?
I do both, but I try to do 15% of the appointments, averaging at like, I do one interpretation once every 2 months. And we have requests coming in once every 3 weeks, so I try to get volunteers. So volunteers are very important.
Yeah, right. And do you notice that when you do accompany these seniors, they're almost like relieved, and like do they get like a sense of relief when they see you come? Like, okay, I'm your interpreter.
I get a real sense of relief from some of the seniors, and I think that for some of them, it's a deeper appreciation in that they don't need to ask their children who may be struggling with the cost of living already to take a day off.
Yeah, yeah.
Or they have very unique and strained relationships with their children, and so it relieves them from wanting them to know more about their health.
Exactly. Okay. Anything else you want to add, Jayden?
Did we ask Bev to plug in all the stuff?
Like give the shout outs?
Like the Instagram, all that stuff?
Not yet, but anything else before
don't
that?
think so, before
No?
that.
Okay, well, any lasting words you want to tell to the
Yeah,
audience?
I'd want to share that, if you speak a Chinese language, Yarrow Society welcomes you for the medical accompaniment program. And if you don't speak, that's okay too. We have other opportunities, especially if you are of Chinese descent and you want to reconnect. We're definitely here for that. And another thing with the interpretation is that it's very important that it's not the family member who is interpreting because I said the privacy issue, but also actually the emotional labor of hearing a terminal illness diagnosis and needing to be the person who says it first so that the senior understands. That's actually really not ethical, and we really want a healthcare system where it's professionals or volunteers who are doing that work.
So actually, one more question. Is it most of the time the seniors are not comfortable having their family translating for them? Do they usually want to keep it private?
A lot of our seniors living here in Chinatown are seniors who were sponsored by their children to come here around in the 1990s or 2000s. And a lot of the children are very responsible people who need to work multiple jobs at minimum wage. And so therefore, it's a strain for them to miss a day of work to take their aging grandparent.
That's more of the worry for the grandparents, is like taking their...
their parents or grandparents. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, that's some very important topics here, but glad we talked about this and let people be aware of this. So yeah, thank you again, Carven.
Yeah,
That's a good
thank
talk.
you so
Yeah,
much.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
You want J Dynasty?
Shout out to J Dynasty, man.
Shout out to J Dynasty. Why?
I just love Chinese food.
You do.
And I really want that right now.
That's okay. We're almost done. We've interviewed like 3 people so far.
Yeah. So iPhone 14. Did you pre-order? I feel like we talked about this already, but like
No, I didn't pre-order.
same thing.
This is good morning.
Good morning, everyone.
morning,
I'm
everyone.
Tim Cook, coming from Cupertino. Cupertino.
No. As
No?
as we said last week, it's not worth it. Stupid.
Thought maybe you changed your mind. You're a tech guy and all that, so maybe the Dynamic
I
Island
got-
really sold you.
I got the 13, and I'm fine with the 13 for a long time, Tim Cook. I'm gonna get it when I need it. Maybe the iPhone 16 is when I upgrade. 3 years later.
Phones cost way too much.
If the cost of phone keeps going up, I might have to switch to the green text bubble here, the Android.
Samsungs are low-key expensive too.
Everything's
Samsung's running you like a
expensive.
K
I'll just
1300.
Stay with the 13 until it breaks.
I'm not gonna lie, it's low-key getting cold. I'm
Kind of cold. It's kind of cold.
I can see the goosebumps on me.
It's a little chilly. But yeah, we're here. We're chilling. We're chilly and chilling here. And so far, hope you enjoy the guests so far. I don't
Yeah,
know, they're-
honestly,
I thought the
Carven?
was interesting.
That was interesting. I didn't realize it was that big of an issue. Like I never.
Well,
I
it's
was-
like you realize it's an issue when he brings it up.
Yeah.
It's like obviously it's an issue.
Obviously
but
it's
you
an
don't
issue.
think of it. All right.
Well,
You don't think.
Like
of
I was saying earlier, we're in Richmond. Like, how many?
He said he was in Richmond too, right? And he's like, it's still an issue.
I don't know what doctors he goes to. Probably different doctors. But like I've never had an issue about that growing up. Like my
Well,
grandparents.
I've only been to one family doctor.
Oh.
Actually, my chiropractor is also.
Every healthcare practitioner I've ever gone to in Richmond knew Chinese and English.
My physio was also Chinese.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
I don't know if he spoke Chinese though.
Every
Well, I guess we don't really deal with that because we speak English.
yeah, but they still have the option. Like they'll always ask like, oh, do you know Cantonese or English? I'm like English. I'm like, okay, whatever. Like it was always like I've never gone to a healthcare place and then like even pharmacies. I've never gone to any healthcare related place and had them where I looked around like they definitely don't know Chinese.
Well, my surgeon was white.
Oh, surgeons. Oh, surgeon. Oh, yeah, that's different.
Surgeon was white.
Yeah.
James Douglas. the
James
G.
Douglas.
So he didn't speak English. I
Yeah.
mean, he didn't speak Chinese.
No, definitely not. Yeah.
All the, well, I guess they're researchers. I was gonna be like all the researchers I've been interviewing researchers. They're all white.
I guess once you get to a certain like healthcare level, it gets rarer. I guess. But I mean,
I don't know, but it's an important issue that we brought up. So,
Oh, yeah.
you know, guys, if you speak Chinese, you want to be involved in healthcare. You want to help.
seniors get the
Seniors.
help they need.
It could be your grandma, your grandpa. You know, go and translate. It'll take, what, 5 hours, 10 hours every week?
I don't even think it's that long. I think
It'll
it's less.
take that
Honestly.
long, man, and it'll be life-changing for them. So,
Literally.
I could do it. I would do it, but I'm not that confident in my Chinese yet.
There's some words that you just can't. You have to know. You have to be
Yeah.
born in the language to know.
Yarrow Society again. Yarrow,
Shout out to them.
Not the Chilliwack Yarrow, but
Yeah.
Yarrow. Sorry about the drums.
It's so fucking
loud.
It's so hard to focus during these interviews. Like sometimes you be saying shit and all I can hear is just drumming.
The guests definitely can't hear us. They don't have headphones.
Yeah.
We can hear them.
But you'd be like, "Do you have anything in your head?" I'm like, "I'm trying to think. I can't
I
think
know.
anything outside the lion."
You can just jump in, but I know you're also thinking. I always feel bad.
No, it
I-
wasn't even me thinking. It was just, I couldn't focus. I couldn't hear a single fucking thing in my brain.
This is terrible.
Oh
Terrible
man.
setting. They don't even like the opera singers.
Don't say that.
You're not gonna watch this.
You never know. I mean, look, we're in September right now, right? So we have 3 months to the end of the year.
Okay, and
What do you think's going on? Like, what do you see going on for the rest of the year for you?
for me?
For this podcast?
For this podcast.
Just in general, what's going on?
I was gonna talk. We should do a end of year or like 1 year
Wrap
special,
up?
special thing.
Yeah.
Whatever that is.
We should have Derek on. But yeah, I think end of year, get something going
We should
on.
do like a giveaway. We should like collab with Nathaniel.
Toto?
Yeah. And give away tote bags.
I didn't know Nathaniel went to Palmer.
No, he didn't.
He did.
What?
He did. Okay, here's the thing, right? So
No way.
I was getting cut with JC, right? I'm getting cut with JC. Well, I'm getting cut by JC. And he was like, yo, Nathaniel went to Palmer, right? I'm like,
No, you
there's
didn't.
no fucking
no,
way.
You
like,
didn't.
Like Angel, Charles, they're all older than us. Like
No,
Kim,
he
all older
didn't.
than us. And he's like, and I was like, I swear to God. And I started thinking, I'm like, okay, I remember a kid that looked like Nathaniel hanging out with like Daniel, Batak, and like Kelsh and them. But I'm like, there's no way that was Nathaniel though, because Nathaniel's older than us, right?
No.
So I text Angel. I'm like, yo, where'd Nathaniel go? She's like, I don't know. I'm like, all right, bet. I texted Nathaniel. I'm like, yo, what high school did you go to? He's like, I went to RHS, Steveston, London, and Palmer.
for his last year.
I don't remember which year, but he went to Palmer. He's a year younger than us. No, he's 2 years younger than us.
Oh.
He's Kelsh's age.
Oh.
I didn't know that. I thought he was older than us.
Well, good for him, eh?
Yeah, so we technically knew him back then.
I never knew
Like
him.
I always saw this kid in the hallways. I never realized it was Nathaniel.
Maybe. Wow, cool, Nathaniel.
That's crazy.
okay. But anyways,
Shout out Nathaniel.
yeah, we collab with him maybe. Give a tote bag giveaway.
Tote bag
Yeah,
giveaway.
give like 3 tote bags or something. We'll work some business deal with them. Or whatever. You know? We do some kind of giveaway.
Oh, we could do something. I don't know what we could do. Maybe we could do like a fucking like Jade Dynasty gift card or something like that.
Oh.
I don't know.
Oh, okay. We need some.
Yeah. What do you? Yeah. End of the year. What do you think? What do you think we're
this
gonna do a
pod-
podcast at the Christmas market festival?
Oh.
Are we gonna doing light up Vancouver, light up
Van Dusen
Aurora?
Botanical
Yeah,
Garden?
the festival of lights.
I have
what's
no
next
idea.
for the Banana Boys?
I have no idea, dude. What's
Podcasting,
next?
grocery stores.
What do we want to do next? I don't know, dude. I just
Every fucking time.
it's like Apple Watch used to be like,
I didn't know that was a thing until you started doing it, and then I did to my own watch one day. I'm like, what the fuck was he doing all the time? And I closed the app, and I'm like, oh fuck, I didn't know they did that.
dude, it's useful. Ow. What do we see going on in the next 3 months? We just keep doing it.
Yeah.
We keep doing it, and we see what happens.
Will you have time for this if you're in a relationship?
I'm not in one. I'm not in one. What
Sorry?
do you have time for if you're in a relationship?
I don't think we'll see what happens.
Well, you have time for it, Jayden.
I always got time.
We're looking at past history here. Will you have time for it?
Yes, because as of right now, it's looking a lot healthier than it did in the past.
Nice.
So,
All
we'll see what
right.
happens.
So
Or I'll just be single for the rest of my life. Who knows?
possibly.
Yeah.
Really?
What?
You have okay. Okay, you have time for it.
I'll have time. Look, think about this, right? If you never get married, is it really premarital sex?
It is premarital sex.
But you never got married, so it's never premarital.
But you haven't had the marital part.
But if
yet.
you never get married in your life, is it premarital still?
Yeah,
How?
because you didn't get married yet.
But pre-marriage, you never got married in the first place. There's no marriage to have a pre before. Exactly.
you tell all the Christians.
That's why I'm never getting married.
Tell all the Christians that. Premarital
They
sex.
came up with the sex that God can't see. You think they give a fuck about that shit?
soaking.
The loophole.
The loophole.
Yeah.
Another holes.
Yep.
Yeah, man. We just keep doing it. It's gonna be episode 40 something by the end of this.
That's
year.
10 months.
Yeah. I don't know. We should do something. Some kind of special video.
Andrew will give away a Tesla. Not clickbait this time.
We'll give away something. I think I definitely do some kind of giveaway. I don't know if we'll hit 1,000 by. That'll be cool to hit 1,000 by.
Oh
then.
yeah, where are we at right now?
We're like 712. or
That's pretty
something.
good still.
Nathaniel's 100K TikTok kind of boosted it.
Period.
Oh, we didn't post TikTok, dude.
I gotta post that later.
Post that. Yeah. I
Post
think
it
I
later.
posted yesterday.
I forgot. I
know, you
fucking passed out.
I know.
I don't know, man. What's
Um,
new?
What's new?
Yeah, what's new with you?
School.
Yeah.
School. And just shooting videos and stuff and yeah, man, the same. I don't know what's something special. That I can
That you can say out loud.
what's something different. It's up to the audience here. I don't know, man. We're chilling. Nothing special. We're still here. We're still doing it. Surprisingly,
Yeah.
every time we say that. What about you?
I had a phase over the last week where I'm like, you know what? Should I just fucking sell my car and buy an SUV?
Why?
I kind of just want an SUV for some reason.
Listen,
And then looked at the price of the cars. I'm like, fuck that.
Are you too tired of your low Mazda?
Not tired. It's like, I don't know.
You want to change. You want to.
Kinda
You're bored.
Kind of bored.
You want to switch it up. You want to switch
I
up
don't
your
wanna
ride.
switch up, but I don't want to fucking spend 50,000 on some shit that's worth 40.
Really?
Yeah, I thought about getting like an RDX or like a
Yeah.
Volkswagen Tiguan, like just a standard SUV.
But
Tiguan's the new version, the one at the new spec that I like, is going for about 50. When they
Which
ship-
one?
Tiguan, like a Volkswagen SUV. Going for about
Volkswagen.
50. I'm like 50. I don't know if I want to spend that much on a fucking SUV
That's
right
auto.
now. Plus gas. RDX, same thing. They're all hovering around 50 right now. I'm like, fuck, I don't want. 50's like not that far from a Tesla.
I mean, you can afford it.
It's not affordable. It's just like whether I want to. Like,
Yeah.
it's a waste of money.
It's a financially smart here.
It's a waste of money. Like, because I was saying is like my car right now, literally the only difference between that and a Tiguan is it's just higher up. It's gonna have CarPlay. I have LEDs still. Heads-up display still. Like, there's no real difference technically from a day-to-day. It's just higher up.
Then don't buy it.
That's why I didn't do it.
Stack it up.
That's why I
and
didn't do it.
stack
Spend
it up.
all when this recession hits.
What are you gonna do with all the money you've stacked up, Jayden? You see that guy that's walking around Vancouver asking how much money they have in their bank?
I just throw money in our TFSA. Honestly, I think
How much money is in your rainy day fund?
rainy day fund. I think right now I'm just gonna save up as much money as possible for when this global recession hits and just see what I can buy.
Have you maxed out your TFSA?
No,
Like for the year, I mean.
don't think so.
Isn't it like 10? I don't even know. You haven't maxed it out?
I don't think I maxed out. I honestly forget to put money in it.
I just auto deposit it.
I don't do that. I just throw a K every once in a while.
Everyone.
I'm like, oh fuck, I just throw money in. I fucking just throw whatever, like a couple of whatever. I'm
Oh,
like, yeah.
I just auto it. I don't
So
want
I
to think
don't
about
think
it.
I maxed out because I'm so sporadic with it. But
Okay. Yeah. What are you gonna do with all the money?
no idea. I don't know. I'm not really. I don't
You
know.
can do a lot with it.
Buy groceries. Keep buying groceries. I don't
You
fucking know.
stack it up, and then you attack. You invest in
Attack
something.
the housing market.
Like buying Uber when it first started. You gotta find that Uber. You become,
I don't know. I think I'm just waiting. Honestly, I'm just waiting until this recession hits.
and then you attack,
Yeah, I'm attack.
and you get rich.
I see where houses go or some shit. I don't know. See what happens. I don't know, man. Stack your. To everyone watching this, stack your cash because I originally said Labor Day. I'm still thinking is we're gonna hit the shit eventually. Like just sometime soon, everything's gonna go to shit. I think the CEO of FedEx said that we're heading to a global recession end of this year. So yeah,
Crypto.
crypto's going to shit. Bitcoin's at like 20 grand right now.
I don't talk about it. I don't look at it anymore.
What's your Ethereum at right now?
Huh?
What's Ethereum at? How's your NFTs doing?
0.
Can we? I think for the end of this year, what we should do
0.
for this end of year recap
I lost
is
my
we
money.
should freaking play Andrew's
my money.
NFTs by month because you talk about monthly probably.
I'm not gonna talk
So,
about it.
January, you were very bullish on it. You're like, yeah, this is the shit. It's gonna go crazy. Crypto's the way of life. I think around June, I lost my crypto money. Like I lost my account. Like I have a couple thousand sitting there. It's fucking crazy. But it's fine. I don't need the password right now because it's gonna go up regardless. We're in September right now.
Sitting there. I'm not gonna touch it
Why?
because it's gonna go up. The
We'll see you in December.
The Ethereum merge is gonna happen.
Ethereum merge with Mastercard. Who's merging with Mastercard?
A merge is gonna happen, and something's gonna happen, and still bullish. I'm just gonna keep it up,
Look, man,
and I'm just gonna withdraw once I'm.
where's Jeffrey right now? Is he still in Dubai?
I don't know. Hope Jeffrey's okay. Hope you're doing okay, Jeffrey.
Yeah, I hope you're doing well with your freaking cryptos, man. Hope it's doing well.
But yeah, Gary V.
Gary
Vee called this though. He
Vaynerchuk.
knows. He said 99% of projects will go to 0, and I didn't. I should have just.
That's not even like. I don't think that's Gary. I think everyone thought that.
Now a lot of people, at least in the space, were bullish and like.
Well, in the space, everyone's on it because everyone has money in it. It's not fair. So, end of year goals. What you got?
For the podcast,
Just in general, you want to be in a relationship? You want to get married? You want to have kids? Like, what's going on, man?
yeah, I want to have kids already.
Yeah, at the age
Yeah.
of the tender age of 22.
Yeah, that's a good age to have kids. I don't know. I'm just freaking.
Good age to get some milk.
I'm getting milk already.
Yeah.
Like, 2%, 3% milk.
You drink 3% milk?
Yeah,
Oh fuck!
but
I drink soy milk.
soy milk's like, isn't it not good if you drink too much?
I don't know. I bought.
Increase your progesterone. Or
I started
something.
drinking milk again, so I bought almond milk, and then ran out within 2 days because of my protein shake. So I'm like, I'll buy some milk at Costco. Went there, grabbed the first. Well, I don't know what the brand's called. Like whatever. It turns out it was soy milk, so I now have a bunch of soy milk. just sitting in my
Soy
house.
boy.
Look, man, I'm not trying to drink milk. It makes me fucking go crazy.
Fair enough. I don't know, man. Just trying to graduate here, and freaking work.
Yeah.
Just freaking like I don't think I'm worried in terms of hi Steph.
just talking about the lions.
We were talking about the lions.
We were just talking about lions.
Let's get someone. Okay, so that's your mic.
Yeah.
You can hold it and just talk into it.
All right.
So what's your name?
So my name is Michael Tan. I wear a lot of hats in the community, but here I am one of the instructors and also the president of the Chau Luen Athletic Club. So I've been teaching Kung Fu and Lion Dance in Chinatown for 20-something years.
Wow.
20-something years.
20-something years.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Well, I guess, but part of it's learning, but a lot of it's teaching as well. I'm also, I guess, the co-chair of what's called the Vancouver Chinatown Legacy Stewardship Group. We're a city council appointed committee charged with advising staff and the council on actions towards a UNESCO World Heritage Site application as well. So a lot of both on the ground, doing grassroots work in the community, and also advocacy work.
Wow. Okay. So 20 years as a lion
Kung Fu,
dance,
lion
Kung Fu
dance,
lion dance
yeah.
instructor. Oh, you said learning in the first few years, sure.
Yeah.
But how does one get into lion dance and
Yeah,
all
I mean, that's
that?
one of the reasons why, we're actually doing this public workshop today, because a lot of people, it's like this mystery, right?
Yeah.
Sometimes they see a lion dance or a dragon dance, and it's like, oh, it's a secret thing, or how do you get involved?
Yeah.
But, this is the first, one of the few times, we want to get the public to check it out, and they get under the lion, try a dragon, and they learn, it's hard, right? But how I got into it, I guess... long story short is I'd always wanted to, learn Kung Fu lion dance when I was a kid.
Was that just from like watching
and-
movies or?
Yeah, I mean, you watch movies and you're watching like Jet Li movies
Right.
and like Bruce Lee stuff. And although my family lived in Chinatown for a while, we actually moved out to Surrey. But my great aunt, she still lived in Chinatown, so I'd be here every weekend. I'd be going to Chinese school, and so I'd always been exposed to Kung Fu and lion dance. And I said, I want to go. And
Right.
then, but I think I wasn't until I was like 13 until I started busing from Surrey to come to Chinatown to
Wow.
learn lion dance and Kung Fu. So it's it's like an hour each way.
Yeah.
And somehow I just kept at it, and I fell in love with it. And one of the big things was trying to continue passing it along for future generations. Even at a young age, when I was like 19, 20, I was like, well, I mean, it's very difficult to get into, but we want to keep it going, right?
Right.
Because to me, it was always been a very important part of, and a special part of like Chinese culture.
Yeah.
And we keep it going. And I've been doing that 20-something years now.
That's amazing.
How old are you?
I'm 38 this year.
You're 38.
Wow.
Yeah.
She started at 18.
Yeah.
So I was about 13. I started. Yeah. So yeah, a lot of people. Oh, you must have started when you were like 6. So it's like 13 is relatively old to start, but it's
Oh,
not
is
that
it?
old.
Really?
I mean, for some people.
Right.
Like, but kept at it, and it's a big part of what keeps me involved in the community and trying to promote that special part of Chinese culture. And I think for a lot of what I've been starting to see is like for a lot of Chinese diaspora trying to find ways to reconnect to that heritage. They might have not had that connection, and martial arts is, and something like lion dance and Kung Fu is like one of the ways to reconnect. So it
Right.
seems a lot of growing interest there.
Because martial arts and kung fu and all that is like a very large part of like Chinese culture, right? Especially like if you see like all in the movies, like martial arts movies is such a big thing, right? Right. Now, was it like you took lessons in Chinatown as a kid?
Yeah, pretty much. So there was a class at our society. So it was offered. Our class is sponsored through one of these Chinatown clan societies that have been around for our society specifically. I think we're coming up to 86 years or something like that. But these societies provide social services in Chinatown. So if you've heard of Success, they do a lot of immigrant programming, help people settle, education, English classes, housing, right? So the precursor to a society like Success were a lot of these Chinatown clan associations. So you've heard like the Wong's Association and something similar to those, built around family or a village where you're all from, and these societies would put together these type of programs to support each other, right? Because they didn't have anyone else.
What? So you got into teaching now. For people who do you teaching like that's like your main job full time?
No, that's that's the crux of it, right? Like, when I talk about wearing, a lot of hats in Chinatown,
yeah.
like this is all community work for me, right? Pre-pandemic, I would be teaching 2-3 classes a week. Having to restart, we've got 1 class a week, but I have a day job. I mean, I'm an executive in a technology startup called Damon Motors. We build and manufacture, design electric vehicles here in Vancouver.
Oh, okay.
So I've been in the startup industry for most of my career, so about 13 years. So that pays the bills. Was recognized by the Business in Vancouver magazine as a top 40 under 40 for my work there.
Whoa,
Or I
okay.
guess throughout my career, but as well as with my community work. But that's where that's where my heart is. It's in the community and for promoting Chinese culture and also making sure that Chinatown is a vibrant community.
Are there people that make teaching kung fu and teaching line dancing a full-time career?
It's really difficult, right?
sure,
Teaching a
right.
martial arts class, I think, especially traditional martial arts, is very difficult. One of the things that is challenging about that, especially for folks from Chinese diaspora, is that we're told, especially growing up, okay, yeah, doctor, lawyer, the classic stereotypical jobs, like you gotta build yourself a career, and that's kind of where you spend your time and your focus on. I mean, for a lot of folks, so even for something like martial arts, for the longest time, my parents were actually very not supportive of that type of work, even though it's so meaningful for people to participate and for me on the ground, like as an instructor, seeing people just being able to connect, it's just so fulfilling. But for the longest time, my parents would not understand. It's like, oh, why are you going down to Chinatown to teach this again? Why are you spending so much time? You could be focused on your career, finding a wife. I'm married now, so that's great.
You got it.
But it's for a long time, like the parental support wasn't there. I mean, I know that's very common across not just martial arts, like people that want to get into arts, culture, sports, or pursuing things that aren't the quote unquote stereotypical stuff, like accounting or whatever. See, I'm that stereotype. I did pursue the accounting finance career. I gave in at least on that front.
So you went to school for that?
Sorry?
You went to school for accounting?
I did. I went to school for accounting, so I did my BCom at UBC.
Okay.
But pursued finance. So yeah, that's my title. I'm a VP finance at Damon Motors.
Finance bro.
Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah.
But I mean, the interesting thing is being able to take a lot of those skill sets and experience from my day job and career in finance and the startup life, and how do I apply that for community building and then building a school. But yeah, it's hard to pay the bills and teaching this stuff full time. There are people that have been able to do it, but it's very difficult to do especially in traditional martial arts. Like you're seeing a lot, like in Chinatown, Vancouver, there are a few. Of course, there's DCS, which has been very successful, but their focus is on MMA, mixed martial arts. So that's a bit of a broader and more trendy, I guess, sport. It's like all the time I of course hear about the heyday in Chinatown. Like everyone was like learning kung fu, right? We missed that, but it's like you said, it's a Chinese martial arts. It's such an important part of our culture, so I think it's important to keep that going and help folks connect through that.
Would you say you would want to make that like a full-time thing?
I would love to be able to teach this full time.
Yeah.
I think there's a lot of things like rent in Vancouver, right? It's even like living, like residential rent, commercial rent is very difficult. One of the things that we've been on an advocacy level talking to the city and the province about is how do we ensure that there's community spaces, so infrastructure, ensure that like cultural programming, classes like Kung Fu, Lion Dance can be provided to the community. Like, so you'll see a lot of ad hoc classes in community centers, but what you don't see is the support necessary there yet. I paint the contrast to the Japanese community, actually. And what you saw there in Steveston, so in Richmond, is that they actually, when they were building that community center, enshrining in the design a specific space for judo and kendo, right? Like, so there's actual physical infrastructure for classes to take place. So kung fu, we don't have that for lion dance, which does require some significant space. Kung fu a little bit easier, but even that that hasn't been captured in that way.
Is the man just not there as much compared to kendo or?
I think it's a bit of a chicken and egg, right? So I think prior to the pandemic, we actually had a pretty good tilt. Some good momentum there. But like many other industries, we're rebuilding at this point. But for myself and many others in the community that continue to teach traditional Chinese martial arts, it's basically volunteering. Right, and we do see it as such. So it is hard to spend that time. For myself, 38 years old, trying to start a family, that type of thing. It's like you can only stretch so much. So I think that's one of the barriers to doing it full time.
Right, it's a lot of work to put into it. Which I was gonna ask, have you guys leverage social media to sort of push that?
Oh yeah, I mean we try to we definitely on social media, but I think that's again how do you when you're competing against organizations that do it commercially, it's difficult. But we are starting to see more traction. We've been attracting more and more new students all the time. So yeah, I'm continuing to be optimistic, and people are interested.
Yeah.
But that's the hard part, is finding out about it, being exposed to it, and rebuilding.
You spoke about it earlier, off the mic, but how do you how do you describe the lion dance itself?
So a lion dance is, a lot of people look at a lion dance and it's like a performance. It's like, oh, that's a lot of fun. To me, that's a part of it. But what's underlying the lion dance, and it's remembering, and when I talk to people about it, it's a traditional ceremony.
Yeah.
It is a blessing. So we come out and we perform a lion dance to start an event, for a wedding, grand openings, because there's an underlying ceremonial aspect to it to bless everyone, and people get that. It's that's why when people come up, it's really you see a lot of people come up to the lion and touch the lion to get some of that luck, right? And for Chinese people, a lot of folks don't know that. You'll see some older people usually come on the lion, or they'll older folks will tell the youth to go touch the lion or whatever. It's because the lion itself is quite lucky. So the lion dance and the performance is a ceremony, and that's what I would always like to make sure people learn about.
Right. Not just the performance.
That's right.
What's the hardest part of doing the lion dance now, would you say?
You know what? I'll start the other way. The easy part is actually getting in and starting it off. So you guys are gonna get in later. So you guys will see. It's and we teach the very basics of it in 5 minutes, right? You can learn some of the basic foundational movements, some of the choreography, how to shake the head. But the tough part is putting it all together, right? And there are routines. There's choreography to it, and playing along with the drum. Because it is a dance at the end of the day, so it's not just the lion acting by itself. It follows the music. The drum is the heartbeat of the lion and the soul of the lion, and it has to be a dance in that way. So it's doing it all together and learning to put all those stuff together. So it can't take easy to pick up, hard to master, many things.
Right. The person in front can't see, right?
Well, so that's what when you guys get in, you'll understand. It's hard to see. It's difficult to see, but there are ways to see. And what that is, you'll see that when the lion pops its head up high, it's actually a way for the lion dancer to take a look around. Right. And the mouth opens and closes, so the lion can, sneak a few peeks. But there are ways for the lion dancer, the performer, to see what's going on, know where to walk, right? Because you got to walk around, or else you can't go crashing into people and things. I remember us having to do a performance at a wedding. Right, and they put us right next to the cake, right? So it'd be a pretty big fiasco if we kind of walked into the cake. But it was close, so we have to be very careful.
Right.
But there are lots of ways for the good team to make sure that you don't crash into things.
Do you have a favorite ceremony that you've done?
Oh, so interesting thing is there's a lot of people see the very standard lion dance, and there's a lettuce. Sometimes there's a scroll. The lettuce is always fun. And in China we call that the chang, the choi chang, and the lettuce gets thrown and tossed to folks, and that's lucky. One of my favorite ones to do. It's been a while since we did it. It's called a soi chang, and you can do it with a water. It's actually inside of a bucket. So imagine a wooden bucket, and the lion actually does a blessing ceremony, but takes some of that water and shoots it out. So like spits it out into the crowd. There's a few ways to do it.
How do you do that?
You can do it. The old school way is for the lion dancer actually just to get a mouthful of water, and like right, you get a whole mouthful of mist.
You're just getting
This is pre-pandemic. I haven't seen that in a while. There's more modern. You'll see sometimes people do water guns.
More sanitary.
I've seen this one. I've seen, which is like with bubbles or confetti.
That's cute.
That's
Okay.
bubbles, I think.
Right, you can do a confetti cannon. So there's a behind-the-scenes magic here that I'm talking about.
Oh no.
We'll do confetti quite often for like weddings, and so that will come out of the mouth. This one I've seen, I haven't done, and it's you do a fire spitting lion.
Oh.
So same idea. If you're thinking about the water spitting, but do that with a fire breathing lion.
So you're actually
That's pretty
breathing out
intense,
fire,
and
right.
because they gotta. Well, the performer needs to know how to do fire breathing,
Right.
and then you incorporate that into the performance.
What?
And you
What's the liquid for fire? Are they like spitting?
That one I
gas?
don't know.
Okay.
Yeah, that one I don't know. I'm not a.
I was gonna say, you do know how to do that? You don't
That
know?
one I don't. I'm sorry, but
okay.
just to give. But you can definitely find that one on YouTube.
Right.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
So your favorite one is spitting on people.
Well, if I could do it, the one that I've done is the water one. I've also seen there's a lot of symbolism within the lion dance.
Right.
So an interesting one that I've been a part of is with a snake. So we performed this as part of the Year of the Snake. So it's essentially the lion fights a snake, and the snake is symbolized by a weapon, and usually it's a spear.
Oh.
And after the lion defeats the snake, and then the lion dancer actually comes out of the lion and performs a spear kung fu, like a kung fu set using the spear to show that we've mastered the snake. So it's a pretty interesting symbolism and performance.
Right. What is the specific training that you guys do? I'm pretty sure there's like specific training, right?
So the specific type of kung fu that I practice is called Chau Luen Athletic. So for lion dancers in general, most lion dance teams practice some form of traditional Chinese kung fu. So you usually see that. Here's my hot take for your listeners.
There you
is
go. We
that-
love hot takes.
Yeah, here's my hot take. Because a lot of people ask me, where is why did people start doing lion dance or like as a tradition?
Okay.
Okay, and especially there's the fun story of talking about at Chinese New Year there was like a monster in a village, right, and that the villagers built a paper lion to scare it away through the guidance of Gunyang Posat, the Guan Yin. That's the fun Lunar New Year story that you tell kids.
Okay.
Here's the hot take from me. Okay.
Okay, get ready.
My theory, unsubstantiated, I have no evidence to support this.
Perfect.
Okay, that's what I'm going with. Is that bring it back to reality? Is that so? The lion dance blessing ceremony. There's usually like a red pocket envelope, right? So there's money in the red pocket. There's the lettuce, and usually these ceremonies are done at grand openings for businesses or Lunar New Year. My theory is that it was a type of blackmail done by, back in the day by, these groups that had, they had swords, they had spears. They would be like, hey, you want a lucky new year? You got to pay up. So that's my hot take. I don't know, like...
Let's go with that one. That one sounds
It's
more
entirely
It's a weird
possible.
tradition.
That's a better one.
They got blackmailed.
They got black.
Yeah, because it's like, it's like you pay up or we come trash your store.
Yeah.
That sounds more realistic.
Yeah. Honestly.
That's probably what happened.
I have no evidence whatsoever.
We don't need it. That sounds more realistic.
But that's my hot take of where lion dance actually came from.
That's perfect.
So take that as well.
Okay. Is there any final words you want to say that you want to share or that people should know about?
No, I think for your listeners, people that are looking to reconnect with and understand, some of that heritage, martial arts, kung fu, lion dancing is just one of the ways that people can connect, and it's at the same time it's something that's kind of fun and it's exercise.
Yeah.
That's where we've been able to kind of, if you're gonna go work out, you might as well learn and connect to your heritage.
There you go.
So-
And if you want to try line dancing, they should
Come on down. Yeah. So Mike Tan from the Chau Luen Athletic Club. That's CHAULUEN Athletics.
Okay, you guys have a website and everything.
So you can find us on
Okay,
Instagram and
sure.
Facebook.
All right,
What's
go.
your Instagram name? What's your Instagram name?
Chau Luen Athletics.
Okay.
All right, there you go. Go check them out and learn some line dancing and exercise and reconnect with their
And kung fu.
And kung fu.
Yeah.
Reconnect with your culture.
Thanks,
All
guys.
right.
Thank
Thanks,
you.
Mike.
I don't know if
So
you can pick this up, but Steph's in the background getting a CTV interview.
some TV going on here, some old school TV. Who even watches TV these days? You guys watch this podcast over TV. But yeah, Steph's getting interviewed. I could do her job. No, I mean not Steph, but the person behind the camera.
Yeah, she doesn't look like she knows. She doesn't look like she knows what she's doing. But yeah,
Anyways, yeah, we hope you enjoy our 4 interviews. There wasn't even that many.
Chinatown Part 2, Episode 38. You already know. Sun's out, we out. So we're about to go get some crazy Chinese food. And by crazy, I mean I'm gonna eat a lot of food.
It's cold.
Um,
Yeah, we're hungry and we're gonna get.
I'm
some
starving.
food.
I just like flexing the shirt because it's so comfortable.
I like
It's
this
comfy.
shirt.
Shout out to Steph for getting us the shirts, man. These I'm gonna wear these in the gym a lot more.
Shout out to Paige or whatever Sid's friend is who made this logo.
Yes, shout out to Paige.
Really sick logo design,
Um,
actually. You should have designed our logo instead of Sid.
She did. Oh,
Fuck. Just kidding, Sid. Just kidding.
yeah. So, shout out to Chinatown, Fire Dragon Festival. You'll see by the time this episode's up, you would have already seen it on like social media and news and stuff like that. But check out the one next year.
We'll be there next year.
Chinatown Festival is next year. Shout them out. Shout out Chinatown.
Probably the next year. If we're still doing this.
That Anyways, follow us on Instagram, TikTok, YouTube. Subscribe to us, notification bell, like the videos, share with your friends and your single friends, because we out here.
Now
Allegedly.
we ain't out here
We're
anymore.
not really out here, but we kind of out here.
Oh, I'm
Um,
kind of out here.
He's out here. This guy's been tearing up the streets. You didn't even know. Catch him at the UBC frats. He's back to school.
Hell no.
Catch him at the UBC pit. The
Hell
frats.
no,
This boy
no,
tearing
no,
it up.
no. Maybe pit nights.
If you got a girlfriend and she went to the frats alone, chances are she's with the banana boy.
No.
Just one of them,
no,
not me, just him.
No. That's no.
It's all legend.
Anyways.
Catch him at Totem, giving a girl a totem.
Totem. You know about totem. You know what totem is? I know what
I don't
totem
know what
is.
you're talking about.
I know
Anyways, so
I know what totem is.
closing this out now.
Yeah, thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time, guys.
Yes.
Next time, guys. Bye.
Goodbye.
Bye. Did we do an intro? We did an intro, right?
Did we do an intro?